getting 4,000 watch hours on your videos in a period of 12 months is not impossible or difficult to achieve, because others have achieved it. You probably clicked on this video because you want to know exactly how to get your first 4,000 watch hours so your channel could be monetized. So to monetize any YouTube channel or your YouTube channel, you need 4,000 watch hours. And that's pretty much very easy to understand, right? But it even gets a little bit complicated when you have two options: to either get 10 million views on shorts, or even to get 4,000 watch hours on all your long form content. Now, to even make things a little bit more complicated on shorts, you are supposed to get 10 million views on shorts within a period of 90 days. And that's quite going to be a difficult thing for you, especially when you are just starting out YouTube with zero experience. With that, we are not even going to talk about shorts for now. Maybe we'll talk about shorts in another video. So now back to 4,000 watch hours in a period of 12 months. And even that itself would not be an easy thing to achieve. The thing is, navigating your way or finding your way around to succeeding on YouTube is very difficult to achieve. And you wouldn't even notice this until you've gotten into 4 or 5 months of your journey as a content creator. That is where you are most likely to feel that YouTube is not worth the sacrifices and time that you put into your videos, especially when you are not getting views on your videos. If you are just starting out your channel and you are not sure the direction or where you are heading with your channel, here are 3 things you definitely should consider. Ideally, the main goal of every YouTube channel is to build a loyal, engaged, and ultimately significant audience that enjoy every content that you put out. There are so many ways a viewer that you would wish to convert to a loyal subscriber would discover your channel. Some of these ways could simply be through search or YouTube itself suggesting or recommending your video to the viewer. And when any of these happen and the viewer tends to watch your video and enjoy or is satisfied with the content, he seems to want to watch or click on any video that is made by you afterward. And that's just roughly what happens. Again, that's exactly how people develop a certain kind of viewing habits for certain channels. These channels or creators give their audience exactly what they like or enjoy. They don't also stop there. They also go ahead to do some experimentation on other form of content or on their content. With this, they make sure to have value proposition on all the videos that they make. And for the purpose of us getting our first 4,000 watch hours, it will be in the best interest for you to write these things down. So now the big question you probably will be asking yourself is, how do you find a niche? You can find your niche by identifying your interests. Again, it might be worth writing down the answers of these questions with your answers. The first question is, what are you passionate about? The second question is, what do you want to be known for? And the third question is, what are you good at? If you have been able to answer these 3 questions clearly without any hesitation, then you would have to stop this video and make your own video. Now, having said all these, we've already established that YouTube is very difficult and it can often take you more than a year or even to reach 4,000 hours or even get your channel monetized. So what you have to understand is that the niche you choose have to be motivating enough to be able to get you waking up every morning to make videos, video after video. And if you don't do that, then I'm afraid you will quickly get burnout before you even get to your 10th video. What you have to understand is that you don't have to be an expert in your niche, but if you have passion about what you want to be talking about, what it means is that you'll be willing to learn and absorb everything. As far as you are one step ahead of the viewer, you are the expert when it comes to YouTube. For me personally, I wouldn't say I'm an expert of YouTube. I just happen to be here a bit longer, and I tend to share my experience that I have gained over the years so that other creators can also learn and get better as they go on their journey. My goal is to help other creators who are just beginning find their way to succeed on YouTube. So once you've answered all these questions and finally found your niche, which is going to be your sweet spot, you would have to come up with 5 video topics that you would use to kickstart your channel. At this point, you would have to make sure that you are not creating for yourself a tiny YouTube corner that you wouldn't be happy to be in forever. As your channel grows videos and you've become more confident and you've improved as a creator, this is where you can start to evolve your niche. You would have to evolve your target audience and then also evolve the content that you make. Now that you've been able to find a niche, let's go a little bit detailed into finding a niche within a niche. For instance, a vlogger who decides not to make content about his daily activities but decides to make content about camera equipment, or even a motivator who decides to make videos on unstable relationships. You can easily make a niche from any of these areas and your channel will still go ahead to be successful. As you consistently post videos on that niche, you gain more credibility and relatability. When that happens, your audience becomes more engaged and more loyal and definitely will come back to watch your videos. And it doesn't matter whether they subscribe to your channel or not. Once you get about 1,000 of them watching your videos, all you want is their views and nothing more. It will do your channel a lot of good if you have these same 1,000 people coming back to your channel to watch other videos of yours. Of course, when that happens, that's where you gather a lot of watch time. Naturally, what you have to understand is that since you are just starting out your YouTube journey, you are going to be doing a lot of experiments. That is a lot of try and error. So what that means is you are going to be taking a lot of data or information from the previous videos you have posted on your channel. That is where you'll be looking at which video performed well, or which video really got a lot of engagement, or even which video has a higher click-through rate. We are going to be selecting about 4 or 5 videos from these videos that really performed well and make a lot of videos on that particular topics. You also would want to start making some research on your competitors. There's absolutely nothing wrong with making same video that your competitor has already made. With that, this is where you watch another content creator's video and then you go like, I totally disagree with you and this is why I disagree with you. Make a video on why you disagree with that particular content creator. And then you can also go like, you know what, this is what I can add to this particular conversation. At this point, I'm actually going to be honest with you. I actually saw this video that I'm currently making that was already made by a different creator. After watching it, I felt that I'll be able to explain this video much more better than he did. That's how come I'm making my own version of this video. It is actually very good to experiment with different kinds of videos because in the long run, you will need to get good at coming up with video ideas. Throughout your content journey process, there is actually nothing worse than coming out with a video idea that is being received well by the audience, and then in your next videos you will not be able to meet the expectations of your audience. When this happens, it gets you confused without even knowing what next to do. With YouTube, what you have to understand is that passion doesn't equate success. The fact that you are passionate about what you make videos on doesn't mean your channel will be successful. And with this, one might say success is relative. What might seem successful to someone might feel not successful to another. And what might not be successful to another might seem successful to the next person. This is because there are certain niches that have high CPMs and there are certain niches that have low CPMs. You can have a niche with a low CPM as low as $6, and you can also have a channel with a high CPM as high as $40 or $50. So what you have to remember is that even if you are making content about what you are passionate on, you are most likely to get burnout, like we said earlier on. Unless at this stage where you are experiencing burnout, that is where you are tired creating the videos by yourself, editing the videos by yourself, making your thumbnails, optimizing your videos, and all those stuffs that makes a video complete. You decide to outsource some of the parts or the aspect of production that you seem to hate doing. So with that said, achieving your first 4,000 watch hours is an admirable goal to achieve, given the rewards that comes with it. Ad revenue can be a motivation that pushes you into the next phase of your YouTube journey. Now that you clearly understand how to get your first 4,000 watch hours, which is just a bit contributor to your YouTube success, the next important thing is for you to know how to plan 1 month of content in just 1 hour, which is exactly the templates all the successful YouTubers use to make their channel more successful. I've made an intensive video on that, which should be up on your screen by now for you to check it out if you haven't seen it. Do well to click on it and see you in that video.